What's up YouTube? Scotty Tradition, back with another video. Thought I'd make a video this evening talking about the 2024 Football Card Hall of Fame. The second class voting is still currently underway right now. So if you get the opportunity, and if you'd love to vote on the next class of wonderful football cards, I'm going to leave the link to the video that we made. That was myself and Bart's Cards, along with Ray from Philly, and part of the Sports Card Hall of Fame network. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video. You can go check out that video if you want, or I'll leave the link to the ballot too at the bottom. And basically all you need to do is click on that link to the ballot and vote on your 10 favorite football cards that you'd like to see in the second class. So basically what I thought I would do, I thought I would just kind of rehash things from the first class that we had last year. It was a very fun year. We had a great voter turnout last year. Tons of votes, better than expected, actually, just for the first year of it, which was really great, considering football cards are kind of a little bit of a niche part of the YouTube community as a whole. Obviously, the vast majority baseball card related. We all know that. But it's always fun to educate and to put out there some knowledge on the football card side of things. So I just thought I'd kind of re-go over that initial first class from last year's 2023 class. And the number one vote getter last year was the Jim Brown 1958 Topps rookie card. And that's a card I actually have in my collection, so I thought I would share that. It's a card I picked up a few years back. You can tell just a beautiful centering on that card. So that was the number one vote getter, was on 85% of all ballots. So this was the king of the voting last year. And I was really excited to actually have that one in the collection already. The number two vote getter last year was this card, the 1976 Topps Walter Payton rookie card. And I'm happy to have that in a PSA 8. Nice example there. I want to say this was on about 70% of all ballots last year. So another very popular card. Kind of unique. You know, all we talk about now is quarterbacks. And so it was kind of fun and ironic that the top two vote getters in all of the Football Card Hall of Fame was Jim Brown and Walter Payton, which is kind of cool. Not necessarily what I would think. You'd think quarterbacks, right? Not necessarily the case. The third card on the top 10 last year, the inaugural ballot, was the 1965 Topps Joe Namath. And that is a card I do not have. I would love to pick one up at some point. It's a very aesthetically pleasing card. I love the color patterns on that card. But it is very expensive. Super expensive for what Joe Namath was. You know, kind of a fun quarterback and a fun story. His overall numbers, though, you know, not going to blow anybody away necessarily. But it is a card I'd love to add at some point. The fourth card on the list, the 1957 Topps Johnny Unitas, which is a wonderful card, and it's from one of my favorite sets, football sets, and that's the 57 Topps set. It's got the great portrait on the left with the action pose on the right. I'm happy to have this one in a nice grade of a 6. Love the coloring on this one as well. Just a beautiful card. So that was number 4 on the list. A lot of people like that Johnny Unitas rookie card. Number 5 on the list last year was the infamous 1935 Chickle Bronco Nagurski card, which is a very tough short print from that Chickle set. And that card has just shot the moon in pricing. It's just gone through the roof. So that's a card that you're glad if you had it already. And I do not have that card in the PC. Would love to be able to scrape together enough money someday to buy one. But I don't necessarily want one that looks like it's been run over by a truck either. So we'll see what happens on that one. It's a card I do not have, and it's way down the road on a long-term plan to probably get at some point, but we'll see. Number 6 on the list is the 81 Topps Joe Montana rookie card. A card that I used to own, actually sold it back when prices got crazy in that post-2020 era, so I want to say 3 or 4 years ago I sold that card already. And I think I had it in a PSA 9, but I sold that card and a Kobe Bryant rookie card to basically pick up this card here. This card is not a part of the Packers, or sorry, excuse me, not a part of the inaugural Football Card Hall of Fame class, but it is one of the pillars of my collection, the Curly Lambeau autographed on the 63 Stancraft. Again, not part of the inaugural class, but I just wanted to show it because that Joe Montana that finished number 6 on the balloting last year was used in part to help pick up that card. So, still happy that I did that. I would like to pick up a Montana at some point. I don't necessarily need it in a PSA 9, but I would like to add it in an 8 at some point again. Number 7 on last year's list was the 33 Sport Kings Jim Thorpe, which I have a beautiful SGC example right here. Really just a gorgeous card for the grade right here in a 1.5. So it was nice to see that card make the list last year. I'm definitely a sucker for those like monster vintage cards. I don't pretend to try to sway the vote in any way, but I do like I mean, any kind of classic Jim Thorpe card is awesome in my book. Number 8 on the list from last year was the 1986 Topps Jerry Rice rookie card, which I do have in the PC in an 8.5. These are tough to find centered, and of course white shows very easily on those borders. So happy with that one. Number 9 on the list last year was the 33 Sport Kings Red Grange, and happy to have a nice example of that one as well. And number 10 on the list last year was my guy, Bart Starr. There's his 57 Topps rookie. Again, only about half as plentiful as the Johnny Unitas rookie, which I just showed, which that one was a double print. The Star is not. So a lot more Johnny Unitas rookies floating around out there in the ethos. And that's my example in a 6, and here is my example in a PSA 8. Just a beautiful card right there. So that was the top 10 of vote getters last year. We're going to allow 10 more cards in this year in the 2024 class. So now last year there was 2 cards that fell just outside the top 10, and I do happen to have those cards, so I thought I would show them. And here's one of them, the 50 Bowman Otto Graham, which is just a classic card of the all-time great Browns quarterback. He won so many games in the 50s, was a great player. So would not be surprised to see that one get in this year. We'll see. We'll see what the voters say. And then the next card in line after that was the 55 Topps All-American Jim Thorpe, which is another card that I'd love to see get in this next time around. But again, we'll see what the voters have to say about it. There was one Thorpe that got in the inaugural ballot, so we'll see if they can go 2 for 2. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, the voting for this goes through February 6th, which is this coming Tuesday. So you got just a couple days left to vote for the Football Card Hall of Fame. Again, I will leave the link to the ballot in the bottom of the description of this video, and I'll also leave the video that Bart and I did talking about the ballot and the 15 new cards we brought onto the ballot. We did remove the 5 lowest cards off of the ballot from last year. We'll probably reintroduce those at some point in the future, but we just kind of wanted to keep things fresh for this year. So hope you guys get a chance to go over and vote. I know Bart and myself would really appreciate that, to kind of keep this Football Card Hall of Fame going, and to keep bringing awareness to football cards in general, and what is a very baseball-laden YouTube community. So I'd love it if you would click on that link and go vote. I very much appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.